Hello everybody, welcome. In this video, I'll explain how to get a conflict dog tag. I'll provide a bunch of links in the description for little tips and guides and helping tools that we'll need. There's a couple things I recommend that perhaps you might want to print out or take a look at as we load into the match. Some things to note about this dog tag. If you're trying to get the Peacekeeper, there are a total of 5 dog tags and 1 skin you need. You'll need to do a beginning dog tag, a conflict dog tag, which we'll be going over today. We'll need an omen dog tag. We'll need the escalation skin. We'll need angel sighting dog tag, and finally belly of the beast dog tag. The last 2 are back dog tags. There are plenty of other videos out, especially by Jack Frags, that can help explain a beginning, an omen, and all the other ones really well. However, I think when it comes to a conflict dog tag, there are also very good videos out there, but I think maybe hearing it explained a different way might help some people. So that's the purpose of this video. Anyways, let's get right into it. Our first goal is trying to find a server. So, some things to note is custom servers, if they're passworded, will not work, guaranteed. If they're not passworded, I believe they work. However, I strongly suggest avoiding custom servers. I had run into issues in the past with custom servers when they're not protected by a password, but just to be safe, find an official DICE server, preferably not custom. We'll need Conquest. We'll need the map SOISSONS. Turn off your slots, because we want to find all the servers possible. And a friendly tip, and something that would really help us out later, is let's try to find a foggy map. So always fog on. Sadly nothing there. So let's try these servers where they have the potential of being foggy. Let's see. Like I said, I'm going to avoid the custom servers if possible. This is also a custom server. This looks to be okay. Let me just keep looking real quick. Yep. Let's try this one, shall we? So, as you can see here, I have 21 unopened battle packs. I made a brand new account just for this Easter egg, and if you guys like what you see, I can perhaps try to explain the others. However, like I said, I really do believe the other videos out there already do a fantastic job, especially Jack Frags' 6-part series on how to get the Easter egg for the Peacekeeper. Very well done videos. That should be all you need. Okay. While we load in, we'll be spawning on preferably the German side. Some things to expect before we get into it. A conflict dog tag definitely seems intimidating at first. No doubt about it. Very intimidating, especially at first glance. Could be like very scary, especially if you watch those older videos where some tools weren't created yet. But now that it's been a couple of years, we have some really nice tools. For example, a candle solver tool, which I'll have a link in the description, which we will use for the first step. Well, technically the second step. Oh, one other thing to note is this will be unedited as much as possible. I'm doing this because I feel like if anyone needs a full-on walkthrough before they want to attempt it by themselves, because I highly recommend doing this Easter egg by yourself if possible. Use this as a guide, such as I did with other videos, and you'll have a fun time doing this, I promise. So let's spawn on the German side. Very good. I only leveled up this account to get enough money to buy the ammo crate and the charges. Let's spawn in. So, oh, perfect! It's foggy. Amazing. Oh, hello. Very good. Usually you don't want fog. Oh man, look at this. This is great. Look at that. I can't see more than 50 feet ahead of me. Ah, fantastic. So as we head over to the chateau, which is on this side of the map, instead you spawn on the German side, just head where I went. So, as I was saying, some things to expect. The first step we're going to do is, the first step I like to do is start blowing holes on the interior walls. Get them all open. This will help us later on. Yeah. Get the other one? Very good. That's probably not a good idea putting that there. Alright. Let's destroy these boxes as well. Get rid of them. Alright. So after we destroy all the interior walls, you see all these light fixtures scattered around the room. We'll be destroying those next. Let's see if I can get these boxes and the wall. That'd be nice, huh? Nah. Couldn't get the boxes. Alright, we're almost done. Ooh. Ooh. These things are strong, huh? And finally, let's destroy this last set of boxes here. Very good. We'll also want to destroy these boxes later, so let's throw a grenade. Let's throw it right in between there. Perfect. Alright. Well, let's start off by shooting all the lights and meleeing the candlesticks. Regarding the candlesticks, if you aim right at the candle itself, they should break no problem. As I said, this will be unedited as much as possible. Good. That was a little delayed there, huh? Feel free, guys. I'll leave the Discord for the Battlefield Easter egg Discord in the description as well. Feel free to drop in if you need help at all. There are plenty of people that help you if you wish to do the Eidolon for Battlefield 5 or whatever Easter egg you want to do regarding Battlefield. There's people there to help. All right. Keep destroying all the lights. And that's what we wanted. We wanted that spooky, scary noise. Spooky, scary noise is good. Alright. Now that we have confirmed we did it right with the spooky, scary noise, our next step is to light up all 7 of these candlesticks around the room. This one there. This one right there. I can't really tell. One behind this wall right here. Hello. Alright. But it's not as simple as just turning them all on. No, 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 of course not. Why would it be? Come on, why would you be watching this video if it would be that easy, huh? Anyways, so how this works is, some candlesticks, so for example, this candlestick right here, when turned on, could turn on, for example, that one over there, and that one over there, and the rest turn off. So, there is a very nice website that I will be using. It will be linked in the description, that we'll be using, to help us figure out what candles we need to press in order to light them all up. So, how this works is, there are 7 candles around the room, and they're ordered in a particular way, and it's very important you get that order right. So the first order is, we have candle number 1 in the west corner, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, and finally, number 7. Remember, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, and finally, number 7. So, using the website linked in the description, how this works is, one thing to note is as soon as you interact with any of the candlesticks, you have a 4-minute timer. When the 4-minute timer hits, all the candles are reset, which could be a good thing if you mess up, or a bad thing. Anyways, so it's very easy. In summary, what we'll be doing is we'll be interacting with candlestick number 1 7 individual times. Each time we interact with it, we'll be noting down on the website which candlesticks lit up. So let's start. So what we have here, starting, we'll only ever be interacting with candlestick number 1 until we get our solution. So prone down, interact with it. So 1 on. I'm going to note that down in our sheet on the website. 1 on, 2 off, 3 off, 4 off, 5 off, 6 off, 7 on. So it'll be 1, 7. Move down to ID number 2. We'll interact with candlestick number 1 again. Okay, 1 on again, 2 on, 1, 2, 3 off, 4 on, 5 off, 6 off, 7 on. So that's 1, 2, 4, 7. Oop, that's a wall. Okay, move down to ID number 3, enter candlestick number 1. Okay, 1 on, 2 on, 3 off, 4 on, 5 on, 6 on, and wow, 7 on. That's a lot of candlesticks on, huh? Alright, ID number 4 now. Interact with candlestick number 1. 1 on, 2 off, 3 on, 4 on, 5 on, 6 on, and 7 on. Oof. Lot of them again. Alright, move on to ID number 5. 1 on, 2 off, on, 3 off, 4 on, 5 on, and 6 off, and 7 on. Okay, ID number 6. 1 off, 2 off, 3 off, 4 off, 5 on, 6 off, 7 on. And now finally, the last one, ID number 7. 1 off, 2 off, 3 off, 4 off, 5 off, 6 off, and finally 7 on. Alright, we're going to hit solve. Our solution is 3, 3, 4. So we'll only hit those buttons. So 1, 2, so 3, 3, and 4. Spooky noise? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, very spooky. Alright, very good. Now, the fun part. Let's take a look outside. Ah yes, the beanbags. We'll get to these in a moment. Now, for those who don't know, and those who do, it's okay. I'll just double explain this. These beanbags here will light up, is showing us the coordinates of a grid that's inside the chateau that will need to light up. Don't worry, I'll explain this a lot later as we go on. So, what I typically do is, I now prefer to shoot out the tile set inside the chateau. So, where is it exactly? Up on the screen now, you'll see a outline of a picture where the chateau exists, and I'll show you how I always start it out. So remember, we'll be facing west. West is the top of the board. See this corner right here, how it's sticking into this white tile? I go to this corner that's touching it, shoot it here. That's 1, 2, and 3. So from this corner where the white's doing, go 3 up from here. So 1, 2, and 3. Now go this way. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because we already went 3 up, we should be able to go 5 up and meet where we were. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that's where we started off first. So backing off from it now, you can kind of see, yes, it's a little bit hard. I think I'm going to go ahead and shoot out the actual tile set, so fill in the spaces in between. Oh yeah. I should have picked a better gun for this one. Oh yeah, you can start to see it a little bit better now, a little more clear. Oh, imagine running out of ammo support. Almost done here. I think it's definitely worth time spending just to cut out this little tile set. So double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. Now that I've shot this out, what the hell does this even mean? Glad you asked. Out here, if we are on the side of the statue, facing the chateau, on the left side here, we'll have these panels. They are scattered all around the chateau, this side and on the other side. So if we're facing northeast, they'll be on the other side as well. We'll consider this number 1. I'll also put an image on the screen right now to explain a little bit better and to visualize it a little bit better. I'll also put that in the description if you wish to download it or keep it for yourself. So here's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 will start just adjacent to 8. So if you go to the chateau, this will be 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and finally 16. Now, there are 16 panels that we can interact with, as you can see here. These 16 panels, when 2 of them are pressed, it does 1 action. So for example, if I press, for example, 16 and 15 over here, to come inside the chateau and see where exactly it lit up on this 8x8 tile set. Now, there's another thing in the description. I highly, highly recommend you printing it out or opening it up even in Microsoft Paint even. And we'll be writing the coordinates of what we determine for the grid here. So, it's all spooky, but once we start working on it, I promise you, everything will be fine. Anyways, so how I like to start is, I like to start off with 1. So how we're going to do this is, we're start at tile set number 1, and the idea here is we're going to start with 1 and 2. We're going to check inside the chateau, see if anything turned on. As a tip, if your map is very sunny, you'll notice these light beams coming in really harshly. If a white tile or even a black tile is lit up, it's very hard to tell if it's lit up. So what you have to do is come this way. See your shadow? It's because it's foggy. It's easy to tell. But if it's really sunny out, the only way you'll know if this tile, for example, is lit up is if you put your shadow over it. So if your map is super sunny. But besides that, so as I said, we'll turn on 1, turn on 2, go inside the chateau, check to see if anything turned on. If it did, we'll note it down in the Shellate 4 light zone, so the right-hand side of that paper. After that, we'll come back out, turn off 2, turn off 1, reactivate 1, turn on 3. So let's just begin. So, 1 on, 2 on. Let's go see. Oh, looks like 1 and 2 is no go. Now, please, I'm going to hammer this into your guys' head. It's very important. Personally, I don't think if anything lights up, you have to turn off those dials, but I still do just to be safe. So, very, very important that whatever you just turned on, you turn it right back off. So we did 1 and 2. By the way, 1 and 2 is the same thing as 2 and 1. So, turn off 2. Turn off 1. Reactivate 1. Now 3. Let's see. Okay, nothing yet. Turn off 3. Turn off 1. Reactivate 1. Now turn on 4. By the way, you know you're 4 because of to the left of the door. And as you can already see, we have our very first tile lit up. Yay! So let's figure out where that is. Something to note is the top of the chalet floor is west. Anytime you're referring to looking at this grid, remember to face west. You can move up, that's completely fine. So, looking at our now chalet floor light zones, where is this at? So this is the top right corner, so H1. So this is 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3. So that's two from the right, and 3 down. So that is, we're going to note that down. We're going to note down this spot. So that is, if you're looking at the chalet floor zones, that is going to be, that's 2 from the right and 3 down. 1, 2, 3. That's going to be G3. So right there, we're going to note down 1 and 4. Very good. So, remember, turn off 4. Turn off 1. Reactivate 1. 1 and 5. Let's see. Okay, nice. So, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 from the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is 3 down. So that is E3. That is 1, 5. So what this just told us is every number that starts with a 1, so 1 and something, will become this whole row right here. Now remember, rows are from left to right, or horizontal, while columns are vertical, up and down. So, if you recall, our first tile was right here, number 2 from the right, and 3 down. And our second one lit up this, so we now know we don't have to check any of these other tiles. We know this will be, the rest of our numbers starting with 1 will be on this row right here. So if you're looking at the sheet, that'll be A3 through H3. Let's go ahead and figure out those numbers. So our goal, by the way, for this is to get 1 row and 1 column filled out. When you started out, on your own, 1 and 2, 1 and 3, it's not necessarily going to be a row like mine is. Mine just happens to be a row. So, turn off 5. Turn off 1. Reactivate 1. Turn on 6. Okay, nothing. 5, 6. turn off 6. Turn off 1. Reactivate 1. 5, 6, and now 7. One, 7, nothing. Oops, there's 7. We turn off 7. Turn off 1. Reactivate 1. Now try an 8. Okay, 1 and 8 did that turn on. So if we're in this top left corner, 1, 2, 3. So 3 from there, and then 3 down. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's C3. And we know now that is 1, 9 or 1, 8. So we'll write it down. Let's turn it off. Remember to turn them off when you're done with it. Turn off 8. Turn off 1. Deactivate 1. And let's go to do 9. On. Okay, remember to face yourself west. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 down. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is 1, 9, aka D3. Go ahead and turn off 9. Turn off 1. One on, and now we need to try 10. That's 9, there's 10. Okay, nothing. Double check, yep, nothing. Turn off 10. Turn off 1. Reactivate 1. And now we need to try 1 and 11. That's 9, 10, now 11. Nothing for 11. Turn off 11, 9, 10, 11. Oh, I'm feeling that 192 ping. Turn off 11, turn off 1. Okay, so now we need to reactivate 1. 1 on. It was 9, 10, 11, now 12. Let's see if it marked anything down. Oh, goody, it did. It's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, F3. That is 1, 12. And now we need 3 more. So let's turn off 12. 10, 11, 12. 12 off. One off, 1 on, now we'll do 13, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It looks like we got something turned on. That's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's 1, and so that's B3. That's 1 and 13. If I didn't mention the previous one, which was 1 and 12, that was F3. Okay. Now I'm going to turn off 13. 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, one off, one on. Now we need 14, so that's 16, 15, here's 14. Oh, we just did 14, right? We just do 14? I think we just did 14. Yeah, let's do 15. Alright, that is going to be A3. It's 1 and 15. And just to be sure, just to be safe, we'll check 1 and 16, but we should know that will turn on H3. But it doesn't hurt to check. So 15 off. One off. One on. Again, just to double make sure. And we should expect that to be H3. Turn on 16. And boom, bada bing, it's not. Let's see what we did wrong here. Turn off 16. I might have missed 14. Turn off 16. Turn off 1. Deactivate 1. Let's try 14. I might have actually just forgot it. So 16, 15, and 14. Just double make sure. So it was 14. I missed it. That is my fault. So that is H3. 1 and 14. Very good. So go ahead. Let's turn that off. That's the nice thing about this. The way I do it is I make sure to always turn things off first. That was 16, 15, 14. That was 14 off. And now 1 off. Perfect. So what we just did now is we now have a completed column or a completed row. Starting from the very left. So 1, 2, that's 1, 2, 3. So this will be A3 through H3. Sorry, from here we have 1 and 15, 1 and 13, 1 and 8. D3 is 1 and 9. E5 is 1 and 5. F3 is 1 and 12. G3 is 1 and 4. And finally H3 is 1 and 14. Now that we have this row here, again, this could be a column for you if your numbers worked out that way. Don't worry about it at all. Let's take a look at our column, in our case, our row. So we want to pick the smallest number to be our new quote-unquote 1. So looking at this, I can see that 4 is our smallest number because 2 didn't work and 3 didn't work, so 4 is our next smallest number. 4, like I said, it will become quote-unquote our new 1. But what's nice about this is we don't have to go ahead and check every single one of these anymore. The numbers we did not use. So remember, we used 1 and 15, 13, 8, 9, 5, 12, 4, and 14. So numbers like 2, 3, 6, 7. We used 8. We used 9. We did not use 10. 11 we did not use. 12 we used. 13 we used, 14 we used, 15 we used, and 16. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, the numbers we did not use is the ones we have to check for. And what I mean by that is, all the numbers, like I said, we did not use, will become our column. So, What I mean by that is, let's start with, like I said, we've noticed that 4 is our smallest number. So 4 is our new quote-unquote 1. So we know we have to check for 4 and 2. The reason we're not checking 4 and 1, well, 1 because we already did 1 and 4, we know 1 and 4 is a combination, but 1 and 2 is going to be here. So what is this? That is 1, 2, then 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is G5. So that is 4, comma 2. All right. Turn off 4. Turn off 2. Deactivate 4. And now the next number we did not use was 3. So we can check 3. 4 and 3. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a G4. And we know that's 4, comma 3. Turn off 3. Turn off 4. Reactivate 4. And now the next number we did not use was 6. So there's 5. Here's 6. Okay, so that is going to be G8. We have 4 and 6. Very good. Turn off 6. Turn off 4. Reactivate 4. Now we need to do number 7 because that's the next number we did not use when we were figuring out our row. Okay. This will be G1. So that is 4, comma 7. Turn off 7. Turn off 4. Reactivate 4. Now the next number we did not use, we used 8, we used 9. Now we need to do 10. So 4 is on. 9, 10. Boom. That's 3 up from the, so that is 1, 2, 3. That's G6. We have 4, comma 10. Turn off 10. Turn off 4. Reactivate 4. We did not use 11, so let's do 11. That is 9, 10, now 11. Facing west, we have something here, 1, so that's 2 down from the top, so that's F, that is G2. That is 4, comma 11. And now finally, oops, 9, 10, 11. And now finally, turn off 11, turn off 4, reactivate 4, and now the last number we did not use is 16. Go on over here to 16, boom. And what do you know? It's the last spot we needed, which is G7. That is 4, comma 16. Alright guys, we are almost done with this, believe it or not. We have everything mapped out. Don't forget to turn it off though. Make sure you're always turning off the buttons every time you turn one on. Okay. Now, very good guys. Very good. So, let's just review what we have regarding our new column that we just made. So remember, it's the second column from the right. Starting over here, which is technically G1, we have G1 is 4, 7. G2 as 4, 11, G3 as 1 and 4, or 4 and 1. Then we have that was G3. Now G4 is 4 and 3. G5 is 4 and 2. G6 is 4 and 10. G7 is 4 and 16. And then G8 is 4 and 6. So, the reason we only need a column and row is because we can now figure out the rest of the tiles just off of these. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead now. So, notice how where we have A through H. I'm going to just put the unique number. So, you know how we have A3 through H3. We share 1 as common. Ignore the 1, so above the 8, above the A, I'll put 15. Above the B, I'll put 13. Above the C3, above the 8, the C, I'll put the 8. Above the D, I'll put the 9. Above the 5, or above the E, I'll put the 5. Above the F, I'll put the 12. Above the G, I'll put 4. No, I'm sorry. Above the G, I'll put 1. Where's it 4? Nope, that is 1. That's the unique thing. Yeah, see down there, that is 1 is unique in that column there. And then we have above H, we'll have 14. Okay. Now we have the so that was the x-axis. Now for the y-axis, we're gonna have, remember now, see how they share 4 in common for the y-axis. We'll just need the unique number there. So they'll be next to the 1, it's 7. Next to the 2, it's 11. Next to the 3, it's 14. Oh, next to the 3 is not 14. It is. I'm drawing a blank on that one. I'm sorry. Let me get back to that one in a second. For next to 4, we have 3. Next to 5, we have 2. Next to 10, or next to 6, we have 10. Next to 7, we have 16. And next to 8, we have 6. So what number did I not use? That is going to be... That's not the 1 column, is it? What number is unique here? Where's that the 1? Well, anyways, for some reason I'm blanking on that one. I'm sorry, guys. Let me just refer back to an old example, because I just started putting the numbers on top, but I realized how very useful that is. Give me one moment. One moment. So this next to the 3 is actually going to be a 1, and up by that G, it's not going to be that. It's going to be 4. There you go. Right, because 4 is that all that column, and 1 is all that row. Okay. Anyways, now we have to do the beanbags. So, remember guys, something to note, and something that's very important to keep in the back of your mind, is the top of this grid is, remember, it is pointing west. Yeah, when you're actually looking at the sandbags here, the direction is northeast. This is where the top of the chateau is. So, with the sandbags here, how the hell do we read them? One tip I advise is go into the options, go ahead to video, increase your field of view about to 90. That way you're able to see the corners of everything, especially when it comes on to like this side, for example. We can see corner to corner if we look at it like this. Just about. Probably increase it just a small bit more. Yeah, 95, that's perfect. Okay, so, how do we read these sandbags? Well, if we take a look at the courtyard sandbag zones, we can see they are sectioned off into parts. We have, for example, D4 and E4, right? We have C3 through EF, or F3. We have B2 through G2, and we have A1 through H1. And on here, we have 8 steps. Those steps include the floor, so that's step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. No beanbags will ever spawn on this 8th row. It's very top row. No beanbags will spawn up here. So, how do we now map these sandbags to get our coordinates? So, guys, in all fairness, I eyeball it. How I do it is, I start with the northeast side, which is the top side of the chalet floor. Line yourself up with the middle here. Now, remember how I mentioned that it's starting off the ground floor, so that's 1 and 2, 3 and 4. If we're looking at the courtyard sandbag zone sheet here, it goes off in so every 2 steps is a zone in this courtyard here. So, for example, the floors 1 and 2 are represented by D4, E4, D5, and E5. For example, if we're just looking at the top row, that would just be D4 and E5, or D4 and E4. That is, again, floor 1 and 2. Now, 3 and 4 are going to be represented by C3 through F3. So again, remember, 1 and 2, that is D4 and E4. 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 is C3 through F3. 5 and 6, that is going to be B2 through G2, and then finally 7 and 8 is going to be A1 through H1. Okay, don't worry guys, don't worry. Line yourself up here. Let's take a look here. So, I have a small pistol out or something. We're going to start by, let's map this one. Let's start with this one. So, line yourself up. Start with the northeast side, and remember that is also the west side of the chalet floor in the actual tile room. So 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So we know it's not going to be D4. So 1 and 2, 3 and 4. That's going to be C3 through F3. That's going to be that section of in the courtyard sandbag zones. So okay, if we know it's going to be 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Looking at it here, we're going to say this one is E3. So I'm going to go ahead and circle E3 on the courtyard sandbag zones. Now let's map this one. Here, line yourself in the middle. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 5 and 6 is B2 through G2. Now for this one, it's not quite lined up with the middle. So we're competing between C2 and D2. Now how I do this is I look to see, well, it's clearly not right next to the middle that I'm lined up with, right? But it's not so far in the corner that it's going to be B2. So it has to be C2. Because it's not in the middle close enough to be D2, and it's not so far off to the side that it's B2. So last it has to be C2. Now let's move over to the right hand side. We're going to go in a clockwise motion. So now we're at the southeast side. Okay, let me just double check. There was only 1 and 2 sandbags on this side. Good. So let's map these ones. Let's start with this one, then that one, and we'll hit up this one last. And don't forget there's that sneaky corner one in there. Don't let that trip you up. Alright, line yourself with the middle. Perfect. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So we know 3 and 4 is going to be, in our case now, we're on the right hand side. This is going to be F3 through G6, or F6. So F3 through F6. Let's figure out where this one goes. So again, we're lined up with the middle. We see that F5 basically takes up all of this except for the corner. So, line yourself in the middle. We now know that it's to the right of the middle, so this one is F5, because this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now we're going to map this one up here. It is not on the same section as this one, except the one just above it, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We know 5 and 6 is represented by now G2 through H7, or G7. So for this one, yep, it is, since we're lined up with the middle here, it's pretty close to the middle, so I would consider this G5. See, it's not far enough over here that it can merit G6, and it's not in the corner, obviously. So the most obvious choice would be G5. Okay, now on the top set, remember, this is 8 and 7, nothing will ever spawn on 8. So that one is represented through H1 through H8. So let's figure out where that one goes. This one's a good one. So looking at it, remember we're lined up at the middle here. So this one, the top row definitely could get the most confusing because it's a lot more spaces, right? Because you have like H1, H2, H3, H4 all on the left side of the split down. That could get a little confusing. But for this one, apply the same logic. It's not close enough to be right next in the middle, and it's not so far over here that it's going to be H2. So I'm going to go ahead and bet that this one is H3. Go and circle it. And now we're going to map that corner one right here. Remember, it's on the same 7th tile set over here. And we know that 7 and 8 is H1 through H8. So that one has to be, that one over there I'm referring to, has to be H8. All the way in that right-hand corner. Okay, I'm going to skip the back. I'm going to skip the back for a particular reason. I'll explain why later. Let's map this side now. So just to confirm, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 beanbags to map on this side. Alright, let's start with that top one over there. Let's line ourselves up. That top one is on the 7th row. And you know, the 7th row in our case now, since we're on the, this was the start at first, so now we're on the left-hand side. So now we're A1 through A8. So that one, it's not in the middle, obviously, and it's not in the middle between the corner and the middle. So for this one over here, obviously it's not the corner, so that one has to be A2. I'm referring to that one right there. That is A2. Now, for this one, let's see what that is. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're looking at B2 to B7. So, applying the same logic, it is, yeah, I would say it is very close to the center. Close enough to the center to merit B4. Alright, now let's map this one. That's 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So 1 and 2, 3 and 4. That's going to be C3 through C6, somewhere in between there. That is obviously going to be C5. Remember, it's to the left of this middle. And now we'll map those corner ones over there. We know that C5, this is C5, so it's on the same row as this. So that one is C6. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We know this one is going to be B7. This corner one right here, B7. Line myself up back in the middle. Okay. Now the back side. This is the most dangerous side, and you have to be very, very careful about it. The reason why is, remember, in the chateau, it's facing west. So it's facing this way. But out here, it's different. It's turned. It's facing northeast. If I were to map this right now by looking at it this way, you would agree, guys, that this would be, you know, this would be D7. I'm sorry, this one right here would be C8, right? Because it's not so close in the middle. It's not so far off to the side next to this corner one. So it must be C8, but it's not. It's reversed. A better way of looking at the back side here is line yourself in the middle, go to the top of the steps, look down the steps. Now we're able to see the better picture here. Now we're facing northeast, and now we can see that it's not C8, it's actually F8. This one's actually F8. So, I hope that was good enough. This is definitely the more tricky part, but I hope this was good enough of just showing the walkthrough of how I eyeball it out. And if you guys want, like I said, in the Battlefield Discord Easter egg, and the Discord there, increase your FOV, or you can go ahead and I see people do this. They destroy the statue, hop up here, and we're able to get a little bit better view. So however you want to do it, take your screenshots. Try not having like a big ass gun like this in the way of anything. Get good screenshots for the people trying to help you out, you know. And just like this, take pictures of the northeast side, like this, or if you want, obviously over here, and send them in. But I really recommend, guys, giving this a shot by yourself. Okay, my bad, I'm back. Alright, so like I was saying, I hope you're able to just more or less understand what was happening here. I hope I explained it well enough, and I hope that going through this example is enough to help you do your own. Okay? Anyways, but don't feel bad. Ask for help. If you're on PC, console, Xbox, doesn't matter. We got you. Alright. We're almost done here, guys. So let's count how many we have circled. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we should have 12 things circled. Now, let's start mapping them. Let's start with A2. So A2, based off our coordinates, is going to be 11 and 15. Go ahead and circle it. Okay. C2 is going to be 7 and 8. E3, we have, oh, we already noted it down, that's 1 and 5. H3, oh, nice, we noted that down already, that's 1 and 14. F5, or take, it's going to be 2, 12. That is for F5. Now we need G5, which we actually already mapped, so that's awesome. That's 4, 2. Next we need H8, which we know is going to be 6 and 14. And then we have F8, which is going to be 12 and 6. We have C6, which is going to be 10 and 8, or 8 and 10, doesn't matter. But for consistency, 10 and 8. We'll have B7, that's going to be 16 and 13. We're going to have B4, which is going to be 3 and 13. And let me count if I circle 12 of these correctly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I am missing one. Just let me double check. There is nothing on the ground floor. Very good. Which one am I missing? I have B7, C6, C5. I do not have C5. That's what I was missing. So that is 2 and 8. Alright. Let's start punching in those coordinates. Oops. May change my FOV back. The home stretch, guys. Almost done. I think that was what, let's do 60. Alright. So, let's start with 11 and 15. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And that should turn on perfect. Now we need 6 and 13. 5 and 6. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oops, that is not 6. That is not 6. It is 16. So let me just go ahead. And so that was, let's do this. Turn on 5. Turn off 5. Turn off 6. Alright. My bad, it is 16 and 13, not 6. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 and 16. Perfect. Yep, line yourself up west. Good. Now we need 3 and 13. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. That's exactly where we wanted it to light up. Now we need 10 and 8. Nine, 10, yep. And 8. Perfect. Now 2 and 8. Two. And 8. We should light up the one just above it. And it did. Beautiful. Now we need 7 and 8. Let's see. Perfect. Not perfect. Interesting. 7 and 8. Ah. That is not 7 and 8. So let me turn off 7 and 8. That is, I wrote down the wrong coordinates. But hey, this is what happens when we do it live. We catch our own mistakes, and this is perfectly fine. So let's turn off 7, turn off 8. So it is C2. I have it in the right spot, but I accidentally wrote down 7 and 8. That is actually 11 and 8. Okay, let me just double check. Everything is off. Good. We want this one to be on. Wait, 1, 2, 3. This one to be on. No, we want this one to be on. Not that one. So that is 11 and 8. Nine, 10, 11. That looks better. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Very good. Okay. A little hiccup. But hey, we're able to catch our mistakes. Now 5 and 1. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. And then 1, 2, 3 from the top. Perfect. Now we need 12 and 6. 6 on. We have 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 on. That should light up F8. It's at the bottom here. Beautiful. 3 from the right. Awesome. That's 12 and 6. Now we need 2 and 12. Nothing and 12. That should light up 3 above it. 1, 2, 3, and it did. Okay, we're almost done here. Now we need 4 and 2. 4. And 2. Perfect. And now we need 6 and 14. That's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That should light up the bottom right corner. Alright, theoretically, have we done this correctly? The last one is 114. We should, if we did this right, we should expect spooky noises and smoke to appear. Alright guys, moment of truth. Did we do this right? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Here we go. Ooh. Looks like we did not do this right. Wait. I know why. We didn't do 6 and 14. Did I do 6 and 14? I thought I did. Let's double check here. So we have... Oh. This one lit up. That's not supposed to be lit up. What happened here? So to turn that one off, that's 6 and 8. Let me just make sure nothing else is off. So, that's good, that's good, that's good, 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 bad, dash to bad one, dash good. We need this one to be on, and it's not on, which is completely okay. On, up to, and to the right, good. Everything else is fine, so we need to double make sure we turn this one off, so that should be theoretically 6 and 13. 16, 15, 14, 13. No 6. Let's see. Good, good. Turn that one off. I'm not sure how I ended up doing that, but that is okay. It is okay. 5 and 6. All right. That spooked me a little bit, but we caught our mistake, and that is completely fine. So 16, 15, and 14. Let's see if we finally did it right. Ah, yes, yes. Very good, guys. And that's the Easter egg. Yeah. Spooky, spooky, ghosty. Alright, guys. If you stuck around this long, good job. I really, really hope it was useful. The reason I left it unedited is because, hey, we all do this. As you can see here, I've done this maybe about 8, 9 times now, and I still make a mistake. And that's completely okay. But we work through it, following my method. Just making sure you're double, triple checking and everything. And yeah, here is what our final tile set looks like. And keep in mind, I was doing this on hand, so I'll go ahead and also attach a picture of my work by hand with the final product. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get that dog tag. Once you hear the spooky noise, you're completely fine to leave. And trust me, after this Easter egg, you're probably relieved to leave, huh? Let's get on out of here, huh? And let's go check to see if we got that dog tag. So, like I said, guys, I really hope this maybe helped just maybe understand the process a little bit better. Any help at all, maybe it just helps hearing it explained a little bit differently, just might help. But let's see where we got it. And there it is. Oh, progression. A conflict dog tag. Don't worry, guys, dog tag selection. And if you hear the spooky noise in whatever instance you're doing, whatever Easter egg you're doing, you hear the spooky noise to indicate you did it right, and boom, bada bing, there it is. A conflict. This is bigger than I thought. I may have witnessed horrors more unnatural than the war itself. I now follow. Could lead me straight to the source. I must press on. Very cool. Very, very, very cool. Like I said, I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions at all, if I missed anything, if you guys just want to scream at me in the comments saying that I saying that I accidentally did 6 and 8 the whole time, or 6 and 13 and didn't realize it, go ahead, feel free. But I'm glad I've made mistakes along with you, and I'm glad I showed you how we're able to fix those. So, with that said, I wish you luck, hunters.